Hello everyone. So, SOFTUBE has released their very own Distressor plugin in collaboration with Empirical Labs. Now, what they've done is they've basically taken a Distressor and added a few extra features to it, okay? Now, the preamp mode is basically, it's modeling the input stage of the actual hardware distressor, kind of stages of soft clipping, and it's stepped, and you can basically add more warmth, more character, almost like you're hitting the unit harder and get kind of different, kind of multiple stages of soft clipping. And then you've got an emphasis mode as well. Now, the emphasis mode is pretty cool, as basically in a nutshell, it emphasizes certain high frequencies before the circuit and then compresses and then cuts those high frequencies after the circuit. And then lastly, you've got fixed attack and release times, which differs from the hardware distressor, which is from 0 to 10, and you dial it in, but it's just kind of set. Fixed attack and release times, okay? So it's basically a distressor with a few extra little options. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look at the Mike-E versus the hardware distressor. Now, the hardware distressor is coming from ACCES Analog. You can stream analog gear these days. Yes, you can stream it online. That's what I did. I'll leave a link for the there's two distressors on ACCES Analog. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you guys can check that out for yourself. So first off, let's have a look at kick. Settings will be on the screen, and again, just listen to the difference of the Mike-E versus the analog distressor. Is the sound of a distressor, okay? The compressor, honestly, the compressor action is basically identical to the distressor. You can get the sound of a distressor and make it louder and a little bit more punchier. What I find if you utilize the clip mode, see like the preamp mode, just go up those kind of soft clipping stages until you're like, yeah, that's probably the harshest that I think it could be. Then just dial back the mix knob. Voila, you have there a kick that is not only the sound of a distressor, but it's also louder as well. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the snare, just to kind of prove that it's not a one-trick pony. Again, we're looking for more punch and again, a louder snare at the exact same integrated LUFS. So let's see what that sounds like on snare. So hopefully what you can hear there is, again, like in the kick, it's got the same compressor action, but it's louder and it's a little bit more punchier. Now, the great thing about utilizing this preamp mode, right, in the soft clipping stages, is that you can genuinely have louder drums in a mix. Now, we all know that loudness. That's what we perceive as the best thing. So the great thing when it comes to the final master and it comes to your limiting and your bus compression is that you can have your drums louder without hitting that bus compression too hard. So it means that you're not over compressing. So you can have louder drums without hitting your limiter as hard and your bus compressor as hard. So to me, in plugin form, I've got a distressor, but it's louder and it's a little bit more punchier. What else could you ask for? What more can you ask for? So let's try it on a little bit more of a dynamic source, okay? Let's try it on bass this time. Now, the bass is a little bit harder, I'm not going to lie. I had to sit for a long time to tweak this to get it as good as the hardware distressor. Hardware's very, very cool here. So let's try it out on bass and let's hear kind of the differences of each here. So as you can hopefully hear there, the low-end punch is there for me. There is way more definition in the Mike-E. And again, see, using that clip stage, like for this one, I clipped it very, very hard. So again, we don't listen to stuff in solo, okay? We listen to stuff in the mix. So to me, that low end is much more tighter and it's cleaner as well. It's got a cleaner grit to it. The analog distressor in the mix, that's why it took me so long to muck about with this. It's got this great overall spread. It really spreads out the low end. But hopefully what you'll hear in the mix is that to me, that kind of tightness of the Mike-E, and especially in the low end, and the kind of the cleanliness of it, and just it kind of is just a little bit more narrowed, and it's just a little bit more kind of consistent and dynamic to me. It's not got like the wide spread of the hardware. So I do suggest that you stick around to the end of the video and I'll let you hear what the bass, kick and snare sound like in the context of a mix, the Mike-E compared to the hardware. Okay, so before we do that, what I'll do is I'll show you this thing on vocals, because many people do use distressors over an 1176, which is, I've never done it, but I was quite interested to try this out, because I did print off the 1176 hardware from last week's Pulsar 1178 shootouts, which I suggest you check that out as well. So what we'll do is we'll do it on vocals, and I'll use the emphasis mode this time. So remember earlier on how I was speaking about, you've got the emphasis mode. There's 3 different modes, okay? And basically what they're doing is they're emphasizing high frequencies before the circuitry and then cutting them afterwards. So it kind of gives you a certain tonal variety, which again is an added option that the original distressor doesn't have. So what we'll do is we'll do it on vocals now, and I'll show you all the different tonal characteristics, and also against a 1176 hardware as well. So not only are you getting the SOFTUBE Mike-E versus the distressor hardware, you're also getting the distressor hardware versus an 1176 hardware as well. Let's get straight into it.
He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, he takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away, the sun goes down, He takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm grown. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm grown.
Right, so let's just kind of agree. Again, you might disagree, but in my opinion, the 1176 is just nothing's beating that 1176 on vocals. That low end that I like is there. It's got the harmonics. It's just right there. Again, they're all integrated LUFS, and 1176 is just louder and more. It's just right there. It's right there. Listen to me. In terms of the Mike-E, in terms of the Distressor, I actually prefer the Mike-E to the Distressor. I think the clip mode does really help. And also, I like the tonal options as well. HF, the high frequency one, you really get this kind of top end, kind of a little bit kind of more top end sparkle out of it. Where, see the very first one, I actually feel that the very first one is actually better than the 76 in terms of its overall smoothness. It's completely smooth and completely consistent. The 1176 is a little bit more 3D in character and depth, but that first example, I think was the HF2, I think. If I was to use a Distressor on vocals, I would use it in that setting. I just think it completely levels out the vocals. Really, really levels out the vocals. Where the other, I think the other settings, I don't think it levels out the vocals as much, especially the way, walks away, I think it doesn't clamp down as hard. If you're kind of going for more of a smoother tone, I would say kind of keep the clipper down, maybe like what I did in the first example, maybe at 2 and 4. Again, just a little bit of soft clipping, and it'll just kind of smooth out the vocal. Now, in terms of this mix, I've just done it really quickly for example purposes. No subtractive EQ or anything on mix buses, drum buses, or whatever. So let's finish this video the way that I promised I was going to finish this video. Let's hear the differences between the hardware Distressor versus the Mike-E in the context of a mix. I can't wait for you to hear this because I think it sounds amazing. So again, guys, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Check out the console stuff that I've got coming out today. There's another 2 videos coming out today going on about the Neve and SSL console sound, as well as letting you find out what the winner of the SSL console shootout was last week as well. So guys, like and subscribe. And again, let me know in the comments down below what you thought as well, okay?